So today I wanted to, give you some actionable steps and show you how the previous discussion about what I wish I knew before starting nursing school, how to apply that actual information to an actual study routine and create an actual routine out of it. So I'm actually gonna give you guys my whole study routine and how I would study if I was in nursing school today. So if you see me looking up, I have everything written down because I don't want to miss none of it, okay? So, like I said, you saw the What I Wish I Knew video, and I talked about, not cramming. I talked about, relying on just 2 to 3 resources. I talked about active learning and actively engaging in information. And I also talked about application. So I'm just going to give you how I would include all of that in a routine and how my study routine would look like today as a nursing student. So first is prep. I'll review the PowerPoints, the lectures, or what information I've received from my professor, number 1. Number 2, I would skim the book. I would only focus on highlighted, bolded sections. I would not, unless you are in the most unfortunate situation where your professor is pulling a random line from a random page within a section you were supposed to read, I would skim the book. I would not spend a lot of time in that textbook. I would have it as a resource to go back to if I had any questions. I would skim, look at the bolded sections, the sections that look like they're important, and I would leave it at that because you literally have so much information you're gonna have to cover. You probably won't have enough time to really sit down and thoroughly read a book. My preference, if you have time to read that book front to back, babe, you do that. But I personally skim the book. Number 3 in my prep. So I have 3 steps to prep. So first, review my class material. 2, skim the book. 3 is review physiology and pathophysiology. And this is really I want to clarify, this is really my study routine for Med-Surg and Pharmacology. If I were taking Med-Surg, because these are the 2 classes that I focus on with all of our products, and because I feel like they're the most challenging classes, even though I didn't fail those and I failed my first semester, I want to make sure this study routine can be applied across the board. But just know I'm speaking about Med-Surg and Pharmacology right now because those are the most challenging classes. The majority of you are going to have to take 2 Med-Surg classes, not just 1. So you will be swinging around that block again if you've just taken your first Med-Surg class. So like I said, today we are focusing on Med-Surg Pharmacology, but this is a study routine that can be applied throughout all of nursing school. Learning the physiology and the pathophysiology gives you like a great fundamental understanding of how the body is supposed to work. Also, learning the pathophysiology, especially when it comes to disease processes, is going to be key because then you will know why certain manifestations, certain treatments, and other things are used. These are super, super fundamental. Please take time to review the physiology and the pathophysiology. You don't have to spend all day. You don't have to, spend all of your time doing this. But just take a little time to review and get that foundation. All right, that is kind of like my prep before getting into the nitty-gritty of studying, which first starts for me is taking notes. So when it comes to taking notes, do not take notes on everything, guys. Do not take notes on everything. You cannot learn everything, and they know this. There are key pieces of information, there are key principles, there are key concepts that you need to understand in nursing school, and those are the things you should be taking notes on. You do not need to take notes on every single thing that you come across because that is going to slow you down, that is going to overwhelm you, and that is going to confuse you. So, I personally, using my 2 to 3 resources, I would utilize, if I don't have a nursing school notebook, because I know they sell out, but we're restocking soon, I would take the time utilizing my 2 to 3 resources, go and take notes on the key information regarding, since we're talking about Med-Surg and Pharmacology, regarding a disease process and regarding a pharmacological drug. If you are unsure what those key pieces of information are, our Med-Surg and Pharmacology notebooks highlight that, and our Med-Surg and Pharmacology templates highlight that. So if the notebooks, by the time you're seeing this, the notebooks are sold out, or if the restock hasn't happened yet, our templates are available online on our website. They're digital. You can download the template and get right to it. If you are subscribed to our community and you're within that subscription service, you probably already have access to all of the templates already, but it is just important that you focus on the key information. And I'm not gonna go over every single key information title, but just check out the template. I'll probably put like a little screenshot of the template somewhere in this video so you can see what I'm talking about. So when taking notes, you need to focus on the key information, and it's not everything. I promise you it's not everything. Also, make sure you're physically writing these notes. I personally, typing is fun and it's quicker or whatever, but for me personally, with retention and retaining information, physically writing helps so much. Helps so much. And it doesn't matter if you're physically writing on a piece of paper or physically writing on a tablet or an iPad. It doesn't matter. Speaking of that, we will have digital notebooks available with the restock. If you do not want a physical and you are an iPad warrior, if you are an iPad warrior and you want a digital copy so that you can write within your notebook on your iPads, because all of our digital notebooks are compatible with GoodNotes, you can do that, guys. We have digital notebooks coming back as well. Just want to make sure you guys knew that. But like I said, so when it comes to taking notes, number one, utilize 2 to 3 resources. Number 2, physically write these notes down. It helps with retention. I promise it helps with retention. I know it's annoying. It helps with retention. First was taking notes, and I gave you kind of my synopsis of how you should be taking notes in nursing school. 2 is reviewing. 2, you need to review regularly. If I know everyone, I just hear this dryer, and I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's like distracting me. I'm sorry. But I hope I didn't leave anything in my pockets, because, as a nurse, if you've been a clinical, you're going to leave with a whole bunch of random shit in your pocket. I hope I took everything out of my pocket before washing and drying my uniforms. We'll see. But as, what was I about to say? Oh, reviewing. When it comes to reviewing, I would suggest reviewing daily. But I know everybody is in different points of their lives. So I know everyone may not have the ability to review daily. Review as much as you can feasibly review. But for me, in regards to the study routine, I reviewed daily for 30 to 60 minutes. If it was a lot that I had to review, 60 minutes. If it wasn't a lot that I had to review, 30 minutes, sometimes less, because at the end of the day, we're trying to get to the most important part, which we'll talk about next. So I know everyone has a different lifestyle. You may have more or less responsibilities than, the average nursing student. For me, I had 0 responsibilities other than graduating nursing school. So I spent all of my time making sure I could graduate nursing school. I was blessed and I'm grateful for that situation, but I am very much aware not everyone has, that free time or that freedom to do that. So if you cannot review daily, at least have a set schedule when you can review and stick to that schedule and stay consistent. That's all I'm gonna leave on that. And when you do review, if you're not reviewing daily, your review time might be a little bit longer because you aren't refreshing your mind daily with information. So that's also something to consider. But that's fine. Everybody, this routine is just how I would do it, how I actually used to do it. If you need to make some changes, make the changes to make it best fit your schedule. I completely understand. Luckily, with our notebooks, we have numbered pages as well as a table of contents. So it does make reviewing super easy because you literally have all your information at your fingertips within seconds. After reviewing, I then move to practice questions. In nursing school, I was definitely a practice questions and case studies kind of girl. So I would do practice questions as much as I physically could, as much as I physically could tolerate. I physically and mentally could tolerate. I was reviewing. Not my first semester because I didn't get it. I failed. But after that, and I understood the importance of practice questions, I was doing practice questions daily, because I understood that the more that I practiced applying this information, the more ready I would be once I got to the exam. You guys, I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope this kind of put what I said in the previous video into just, I hope it made it more realistic for you. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I wanted you to see that it's very possible to follow everything that I said in the previous video, and it's very feasible. Now that I've shown you how to study, I kind of want to help you enhance your study routine. So before you leave, drop one disease process and one drug for me. You can either drop it below, you can email it to me, DM it to me, however you want to do it. But just let me know. One disease process and one pharmacological drug. See you in the next video.